Coming up on Life in the Carolinas, we get up close and personal with one of nature's busy little wonders.
I think this is getting ready to get pretty intense.
And then we're off to western North Carolina for sweet music from some of Nashville's songbirds.
Oh, that's when I feel real peace in my heart.
Closed caption brought to you in part by MoxieCopy.com, America's source for reliable quality printing, delivered right to your door at a price you're going to love. Life in the Carolinas is brought to you in HD by Hampton Inn and Suites at Phillips Place. MoxieCopy.com has the confidence of customers nationwide, like Wooten and Wooten, auctioneers of fine art and antiques, whose demand for quality is high.
In our business, we deal with serious antiquities, and our catalogs are important to us. MoxieCopy.com gave us the price, quality, and speedy delivery that we could count on to get the job done.
For the best price, quality, and service, turn to MoxieCopy.com.
Sold.
Few places are as beautiful as the Carolinas when things are in bloom. And with flowers come bees. You may not think much about bees, but without them, many of the great things we take for granted, including some of our most essential foods, simply wouldn't be there. There's a delicate balance between bees and mankind. Fortunately, there are some people working hard to maintain that harmony. We buzzed over to Concord, North Carolina to visit with the Cabarrus Beekeepers during their annual field day.
Honeybees are important for all of us. We're here in Cabarrus County, North Carolina, and the people behind me, well, they're here to learn about beekeeping. We're actually opening a hive, and wow, we're going to meet the queen bee.
And there's a few eggs right in this area right here. What you have here is capped honey on the outside and a little bit of pollen. The cells that have color on them right here and around the top have a little pollen in them. The baby bees are the only thing in the colony that eats the pollen. The adult bees don't. They bring it in and ferment it. If you guys want to pass this around.
Bees in the Carolinas over the last 20 years really have seen a big decline. That decline started in the early 50s and is continuing. Part of it is the use of just general pesticides, no doubt. Pesticides have an influence. Honeybees are the perfect example of being a social insect. Bees, of course, are tremendously efficient. And so as social insects, to be efficient, they have to talk to each other.
Right.
Okay. They have chemical means of doing that through pheromones. That touching each other, they pass these pheromones on. And that's what tells them the queens are there. Okay, there's a queen in the colony and everything's fine. That keeps all those bees comfortable. But then again, as they find a source of nectar, those scout bees will come back to the colony and dance that location.
Wow.
Okay,
and
so,
now, is that the waggle dance?
Okay, and it depends on the distance. Most common dance is that wagtail dance.
Okay.
That's that wagtail dance, which tells direction and distance to the flowers. Okay, now, if it's close to the colony, they do have what they call a circle dance.
Okay.
Okay, which means go out of the hive, just circle the hive, you'll find it, it's so close you'll smell it.
It's nearby. So Bob, if I understand right, the bees in the Carolinas, they're not too different from those people who dance the shag.
I guess you could say that to some degree.
Typically in a natural setting, the queen would fly out and the bees would go with her. But what we've done is went into the colony and caged up the queen into a plastic queen cage and have a string on it. And she's emitting pheromones that attract all these worker bees to her. So hopefully they will all gather with her because they know that she's her queen. They're all dedicated to her. These are all her girls, her workforce. These bees on this queen cage right here, fanning, they have a vent that they're opening up and emitting a pheromone saying our queen's here, and then they fan their wings and blow it across there to let all the other worker bees know that the queen's right here. Yeah, there's a lot of them doing it right around in here as well. That's what they're doing, all that fanning and stuff they're doing is telling all the other bees that, you know, where the queen is.
I think a lot of people who may be watching are afraid of bees. You know, feel as if, you know, these bees, you know, they're going to sting you, they're aggressive, they're out to hurt us. But that's not really the case, is it?
That's not really the case. I mean, look at us standing so close to the colonies being worked even, and these bees are being disturbed. And they're not aggressive. They're not aggressive. We are using good practices as far as the smoke, but the bees are getting calm. We're not being aggressive to the bees, and the bees not being aggressive to us.
There's some more drones. It's always good to see different colors of bees in your hive. It's a sign of good genetic diversity. So the drones are bigger, they have a blockier body, bigger eyes. It's a good way of identifying them.
He's just so happy he's the guy.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah. There's some capped honey on one side and then there's open neck.
It won't sting you.
Right there.
There she goes. This is the queen, and for easy identification, they've painted a yellow dot on her head. What do you do with the smoker?
It kind of calms the bees. It gives them they think that the wood's on fire, so they get that smoke and they start going in and eating honey and gorging themselves, and makes them kind of calmer because they got something in their belly to set on there. So.
The event provides a lot of educational opportunities for newbies to learn all about the basics of raising bees. But it's also a chance for some good fun and games based on beekeeping. Like, get your hive tool and the bee box. Or how well you can stoke your smoker.
Begin. Light your smokers. Light your smokers.
Right, so this is important, right?
Yeah, you have to have a lot of smoke. It's what calms the bees down whenever you go into the colony.
Well, this is exciting.
Yes, sir.
This is extremely exciting. Don't try this at home unless you have bees.
Okay, set them down. Which is it? First place goes to Mike. Stand up, Mike. First place. Congratulations. Okay. Ryan Fisher gets second place. Ryan, you get the jug of soap. Congratulations.
Of course, the serious side of all this is increasing the interest in raising bees at home.
It's really important for people to become beekeepers, to have beginner beekeepers, because particularly in North Carolina, and I believe the stats nationwide, are about an average beekeeper loses approximately 25% of its hives every year. In North Carolina, we have more beekeepers than any other state. We don't have more bees because the beekeepers may have fewer colonies per beekeeper, but we have more beekeepers with maybe 2 or 3 colonies.
How complicated is it for someone to start raising bees?
It's not very complicated at all. First thing you need to do is go to a class. What we teach in these classes is how bees think. The more you understand how they think and how they function, now we know what to do to help them.
So the queen is out and walking around, and we have capped brood, which is a really fantastic sign. That means that she is fertile, alive, and laying eggs, and those eggs have matured into larvae, and they've gotten to the point where they are capped. They put a wax sealing on that cell.
If we were not eating the honey, that's just a side benefit. We figured out we could enjoy honey. But what's really important is what the bees are doing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the work that's inherent.
Honey is that actual byproduct, okay? The real product with honeybees is pollination. Honeybees were designed for pollination. Everything about them, every piece of a bee is designed for maximum pollination. The cucumber flowers absolutely have to have honeybees. You have a male flower and a female flower on the same vine. That female flower only stays open for about a half a day. It needs an average of 10 to 12 bee visits to get complete pollination. Plants will compete with each other. Most people don't think about a plant competing with another plant, but they do. They have to have pollination. So to do that, they're going to compete with being a flower that's the color bees like. Now I'm going to up the sugar contents of my nectar to make me more attractive to honeybees. And all these things add up to getting more pollination for these flowers. Those flowers can set more seed, and you have more plants of that type.
You may not think honeybees are important, but you know what? They are. Tonight, when you sit down for dinner and you enjoy a great salad with all those wonderful vegetables that we know we need to eat for good health, well, it's because of these guys. These guys make that happen. You know, a lot of times we're afraid of honeybees, but we really shouldn't be, because without them, well, let's face it, life would be pretty grim. Located in western North Carolina, just off the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Balsam Mountain Inn is a charming, restful place that invites guests to escape many of life's distractions and just enjoy being together. It's here that innkeeper Marilee Teasley has created a quiet mountain retreat that makes the perfect setting for a unique musical experience known as Songwriters in the Round. Each month, renowned songwriters and performers gather together for a chance to perform in this cozy setting. We're at the Balsam Mountain Inn with some good friends here who have made their way down from Nashville for one of Marilee's special events here. This is Songwriters in the Round. Now, you guys, this is the first time for both of you?
No, I've been here before. It's been quite a while.
You've been here before. This is your first time. Both of these guys make wonderful music for us to enjoy. But before we do, Chef Philip Page has prepared a delicious meal.
This is a wonderful place. We love the mountains. We love North Carolina.
I love this place. This is my first trip. So we're about to play in an hour or so, and I can't wait.
I think you're going to enjoy what these folks have to share with us. So sit back and relax. It's time to get the show started.
I may not know much when it comes to love, but I would love to learn.
My dad is musical, and my older brother was always interested in music and played guitar, and so I played the piano when I was a kid, and I started writing songs. Really, I couldn't even say when. I mean, I didn't write a good song until I was in my late teens. But nothing really was happening exactly, and so I decided to go to law school. As it is, keep practicing law because I couldn't live on money I make from royalties.
I met a girl in Memphis, she inhaled a coronet. Once we were pals, I oiled the valves, and she hasn't left me yet. We moved out to the country where we wouldn't be disturbed. It's just a shack, but front to back, acoustically superb. Well, I wasn't good at football, and I wasn't good at shop. But when I fell in with the band, they begged me not to stop. And now I am retired, and the music world all mourns. But someday, Jack, I will be back with a dozen little horns. Doodly bop, doodly bop, doodly bop, doodly bop. Ba-doo-ba-dee, ba-doo-ba-dee. Wah, wah. Thank you.
I wish I was a train rolling down the track, full speed ahead. I wouldn't need to look back, with just that destination on my one-track mind. Oh, I wish I was a train sometime.
Well, I grew up in a musical family, like a lot of musicians, so I've been doing this pretty much all my life. I should be much better by now, but so be it. And I started writing songs maybe when I was a teenager, and played music full-time in Philadelphia, which is where I'm originally from. And then in 1991, my husband and I moved to Nashville. We're both songwriters and both musicians, and I feel like we sort of found our tribe in Nashville.
I'm wondering why I'm living this way. Then I return to simple things, like the sound of the rain or the smell of spring. That's when I feel real peace in my heart. Oh, that's when I feel real peace.
If you really love me strong, hold me, baby, all night long. Come as you are, come as you are. Treating me right, and we can fuss and fight.
Got a guitar when I was in 5th grade and started writing really stupid songs pretty much immediately, and played a lot in high school, mostly for myself, but a few little events and so on, and then played an awful lot in college, and just became less and less interested in academics, and finally realized nobody's going to pay me to do anything except possibly music. I might be able to speak out something that way. My first publishing deal, staff writer deal, for getting $100 a week, you know, in 1976. It was the greatest feeling in the world, because I could live easily on $100 a week, you know, not fancily, but I mean quite well as I was used to living, I guess.
I made it hard as a sun sad, and for the whole thing. You gave me love like I never had. You put the blues to shame, well, you put the blues to shame, I say, you put the blues to shame.
Don't leave your seat. We've got more coming up after this.
Closed caption brought to you in part by Moosehead Grill, home of Uncle Donnie's national award-winning wings.
We sure do love our music here in the Carolinas. We're here at the Balsam Mountain Inn with Marilee Teasley. Marilee, it's so good to see you. You've invited us. I can't remember how many times you've invited us to the songwriters in the round, and they're playing right now.
They are. Hope you're enjoying it.
It's fantastic, folks. We've got 3 great musicians. Come on, let's go take a look.
I think maybe we do. We all have our demons. We just dress in different clothes. I've seen that dark dance too. And as that shadow falls across your room, I almost feel the chill. But you're gonna be alright. I know you will.
What's the song that you've written that's had the most important impact on your life?
A song called They Call It Love. I was 25 when I wrote it. The reason it's the most meaningful is it was cut by Ray Charles. You know, I got a call that he had recorded the song, so I mean, I found out I got it cut, and I heard it 10 minutes later, and I was literally, you know, that was the closest thing to Cloud 9 that I've ever experienced. It was fantastic.
Some people say that bugs are just as good as men. Bugs are kind and thoughtful. We should treat them like friends. But if we analyze the data, you know, Bob, if we think it through again, I believe we'll find that a bug has got no pride. But don't think or reason like a human being do. He's got no taste, discrimination, being spam and glue. His only worries been on the wrong side of his shoe. I said above, yeah, he's got no pride.
I know you think that's crazy, but I keep this in mind. The unsinkable Titanic lies at the bottom of the sea. Stranger things have happened. You could fall in love with me. Were I to succeed, you won't ever read about it and believe it or not.
Actually, there's a song I wrote called Who Knows What Tomorrow May Bring. It hasn't made a lot of money for me, but the thing is, if you go on YouTube, there's probably 15 different versions of it, and they're from all over the world, which is kind of a really, people singing in Czech and Russian and Japanese, which is really a neat feeling. But there is no magic moment in all of that like there is playing in front of live people and getting real feedback.
There is something priceless about singing a song you wrote for a live audience who then responds. That is the real payoff for a songwriter.
I got a full-time job, a full-time man, a house full of kids getting out of hand, a white picket fence, a ladder to climb. You know, a 40-hour day wouldn't be enough time, and it's about to make this Wonder Woman cry. Like 10 pounds of flour in a 5-pound sack.
I just have this feeling like this is why I moved to Nashville. And after all these years, it's what keeps me there. Being in exactly like the center of the universe, or a creative community, especially centered around songwriters. And that's something very special. Oh my gosh, I might not want to go home, much as I love Nashville. I really, really, really like it here.
What do you think about this?
I think it was wonderful. It was relaxing, it was enjoyable, we had a great meal, we had great company, sat with some of the friends of the songwriters, and we enjoyed it thoroughly.
It was amazing. They're really, truly talented.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely beautiful music. It was a great time. Really great atmosphere.
Awesome place, awesome food. I was really impressed, actually.
And this is from Canadians, and they know a lot of stuff, so this is good.
It was profound. I took notes on some of their lyrics.
Really?
I did.
So he's writing their lyrics down, so you're going to go and sing them.
Think about them.
Think about them.
Be inspired by them.
Yeah. I think when songwriters come together and fans come together, it's magical no matter when it happens.
Wonderful. This is one of the best rounds I've done. This is really, really good.
Great. Thanks, Henry. Great seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Marilee, you've done it again. Everybody had such a wonderful time. What do you contribute that to?
I think the place.
Yeah.
The place has a spirit in it that welcomes people.
I'm telling everybody 'cause I'm so excited.